Hey friends, I am back with clothes on my dresser again. You know what, honestly, I think I'm gonna have to start keeping clothes on there or like piles or something because the cat jumps up on the shelf back there, but she does it by jumping up on here, right? So I have my grandmother's jewelry box back there where she passed away in 2019, okay? Like I don't want it to get ruined. It already got broken last year. I don't want it broken anymore, so I'm like stressed out. So basically, I think you'll always for the rest of normally like when I have a video I like clear it off, but I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, so that's probably like if you see clothes piled there from now until the end of time, that's why. Because my daughter's cat is an asshole and I don't want her jumping up on there through the where my shelf is. That's why. That's it. That's it. Yeah, you Freya. You. Her. You can see her, that thing. There she is, and there's the other one. My cup. My coffee cup and my water cup. And the cats. Okay. Ooh. Alright. Now that we have established that. So today we are going to do part 4. I had already done this before, but then I had no audio. And I got so annoyed that I was like, screw it, I'm not doing this anymore. And then, whatever. So, we're doing part 4 of the worst movies of all times. We have 2 more parts left, like this one and the last. So, let's just do it, because it's been a million years since I filmed it. And, oh, actually, no, I lied to you. I'm not going to get to it right now. Subscribe. Like, seriously, don't be a jerk and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, let's go back here and, yeah, that was fun. My mic wasn't working and then I figured it out and so I can't, there might be an echo, there may not be. I know how to fix that in editing. Look at that, it works. Oh my god. Sorry. This everything I'm doing on YouTube for the last 2 years is entirely self-taught. I don't know really much about computers or technology. I get very extremely overwhelmed and give up quickly when it comes to this stuff. So the fact that I am able to figure out how to work my mic to O and B and everything work and great, then like it's a big thing for me because like I don't know how to do much when it comes to like this. So yeah. We are finally, I did the intro, but I'm doing it again. We're doing this, finally getting back to it. So, let's do it. So, it's funny that there's a Snow White version that's bad. There's a lot of versions of Snow White out there, so let's see what they say on. We are looking up. The German version of Snow White is called Schneewittchen. It's a family-friendly musical based on the Brothers Grimm of the 1812 story. So it's basically what it is. Director was Erich Kubler, and did I say it was a musical? Yeah, I said it was a musical. It is known as one of the most traditional and faithful retellings of the story. Let's see what they have to say.
Referring to the German-made movie Snow White, or as they call it, Schneewittchen.
Please won't you dance with me? I will sing you songs that rhyme.
And dig these crazy dwarf names.
I am Whitey, and the next one is Bushy.
I'm called Eddie, and I'm called Teddy, and this one is Freddie. My name is Blackie, and I am called Bim Bam.
Very well. Then I'll cut the apple in two. The red half is for you.
But this Snow White is just way too bizarre not to make the 50 worst list.
I don't think so. I don't think that this movie is... I don't think that this movie should be on the list. I actually want to watch this, but I don't think that weird names, like, because the names probably sound better in German, but I don't think that it deserves to be on the list. Especially this close to number one. Like, this might, if you're gonna put this on the list, maybe like number 50. Like, I think that this probably should have been like the least worst of the worst movies. Creature from the Haunted. See, I don't need to. I don't need to like have my I'm too close and then it echoes. Okay, so Creature from the Haunted Sea, 1961. Let's see what it says. Okay, it's a horror film. Obviously, we figured that out. It doesn't really have like a. Usually, like, on my, it doesn't really have a, okay, let's see what that MIB page says. A crook decides to bump off members of his inept crew and blame their deaths on a legendary sea creature, but he doesn't know the sea creature is real. Let's see what this says.
After the revolution in Cuba, American gangsters plot with Cuban generals an ingenious scheme to smuggle gold out of the country via a tour boat.
How much Jack do you think's in that strong rock?
There's plenty of Cuban sugar, though.
But when a secret agent named Sparks Moran penetrates their plan...
Don't worry, Mary.
Okay, Sparks, how can you be a secret agent and call yourself Sparks Moran?
Mary Bell, I'll save you.
And a horrifying sea monster stands in their path. B-grade chills and sugar-free thrills are sure to arise from Roger Corman.
It kind of looks like the Cookie Monster's brother. Or like a Wish Cookie Monster.
Creature from the Haunted Sea.
It's all right. Be calm, everybody. The boat's insured.
Out to...
The Swinging Cheerleaders. While I'm doing this one, watching this movie, I'm gonna take my hair out from work today because my head is itchy. The Swinging Cheerleaders. Overview. Kate goes undercover as a cheerleader for her college newspaper in order to expose female exploration in a contemporary society. But she finds bigger fish to fry in the form of corruption in the football team, headed up by the coach. Let's see what the...
Call my name on that tit, then see what he got to say.
Speaking of Roger Corman, after being fired by him, director Jack Hill branched out and formed his own brand of cheap cinema. The result was the Swinging Cheerleaders.
It's men's business, Marianne.
Bullshit.
A 1974 film that was difficult to label, it was the story of a female reporter who joined a college cheerleading team in order to expose its demeaning nature, but learned a lesson in assumptions instead.
It's girls like you give the boys something they think is worth fighting for.
Gosh, that just makes me tingle all over when you talk like that.
Ron, come on. Let's do it some more. I want to do it every way there is. This is my first time. I want it to be wonderful.
Well, that typical 70s film, right? Typical, in the 70s, all they wanted to do were show boobs and boobs and boobs and boobs, I haven't seen a 70s movie that doesn't have a set of boob part. I can see why it's on the list.
Somebody one time told me that if there's absolutely no way that you can get out of taking a terrible...
The Trial of Billy Jack. Let's see what that says. Alright, let's see what the overview says. A half-Indian foot-fighting Vietnam veteran defends his girlfriend defends his girlfriend's school against the establishment. During Billy Jack's trial, he mentions the 1968 My La Massacre and recalls the flashback scene witnessing a similar incident while serving in Vietnam. He is found guilty and sentenced to a prison term for a minimum of 5 years. Okay. Alright, let's see what...
beating. The only intelligent thing for you to do is to try to get in the first lick.
In 1967, Born Losers introduced the world to a new denim-clad hero, Billy Jack. 4 years later, Billy Jack, its sequel, hit the screens to an adoring fan base. But the third in the series, The Trial of Billy Jack, was just a bit too much for audiences in 1974. Coming in at nearly 3 hours, most of which is spent communing at the hippie commune, Billy Jack returns from a stint in prison to find a new batch of villains bothering his Native American friends, not to mention stirring up trouble at the Freedom School.
Dying just for me.
Did we just read this same? But it is. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. But that's not the description we got here. That's not what I got. Killers from Space. 1954. Let's see what I like the upon surviving a plane crash, a nuclear scientist claims to be abducted by extraterrestrials who plan to invade Earth. Complications arise when he prepares to defend the planet. Oh, it's on YouTube. Full movie's on YouTube. Let's see what they got to say. My space.
In 1954's Killers from Space.
They're here. They're going to destroy us.
It's all right, Dr. Martin. You're with friends. You'll be all right.
Another from the Martian invaders nobody believes the scientist genre, only there are no gorilla aliens. And lizards, made to look like giant dinosaurs.
Spider Baby? Okay. Spider Baby. Let's see if I can fix the Spider Baby 19. Caretaker devotes himself to 3 demented siblings after their father's death. That's all it says. This highly influential cult classic is from writer-director Jack Hill. In just 12 days. It just took 12 days to make this movie, if that helps for anybody. Oh, it is on YouTube. That's pretty much all I could find, so let's see what Buddy has to say.
Gals, psycho chicks, and sweet jazz. A combination worth a view. Spider Baby tells the tale of the crazy inbred Mary family who all have a disease that makes them mentally regress from the age of 10. Only mentally, though. But trouble arises when feuding relatives move in and attempt to take the house. Now that's
Trog? Yeah, so Trog is a 1970 British science fiction horror film directed by Freddie Francis and starring Joan Crawford, Michael Gould, and Bernard Kay. And questions people also ask, was Trog a good movie? Notorious for being Joan Crawford's final film, as well as for being one of the all-time great so bad it's good movies. Every scene with Trog will have you in stitches. Joan takes her role seriously, which must have been hard. That's what. Okay, and then we got, was Trog a success? It's as disappointingly lightweight addition to the horror films of Freddie Francis, recalling his works on the film in 1992. Conan noted that the film was completed on one time, came under budget, and was, in his opinion, very successful. Did Trog make money? It was a double feature with Christopher Lee's Taste of Blood of Dracula in the first week of release, opening October 26, 1970. The two films were the #1 top grossing films in the United States, making $2,900,583.
Horrible. That face. Those eyes.
Please try to describe it.
Like nothing I've ever seen before.
We bring you Trog from 1970, Crawford's last film. The budget was so small for Trog that Joan Crawford had to supply her own wardrobe and use her own car as a dressing room.
Of course this movie is going to be bad. I don't even want to look it up. I don't want to look anything up about this movie. I know it's going to suck. I know it's not good. Three Stooges in orbit in 1962. Yeah, this is going to suck. And I already know this. And can we just... I don't even want to watch through this.
After 30 years, the Three Stooges should have just hung up their squirt tricks and curly replacements and called it quits. But they didn't.
Take the machine at once. Destroy the Earth as you leave. Destroy the Earth!
They continued making movies well into the 1960s.
This is a red alert! Repeat, red alert!
And they actually believed the pie-in-the-face routine would still humor audiences.
I feel like this movie just screams offense. Like, any inch of this movie is going to cause people serious offense. And I'm not one of those people that will walk on eggshells for you. Like, you know, have thick skin, not like every little thing is everything you can get offended by every tiny little thing in the world, but if you're gonna go around being angry all the time, then really what's the point? Like, why waste your life? Why waste your life being hateful and angry and getting offended? But this I kind of feel like this one is like a you shouldn't do it because people know better now kind of thing. Like, you know, there are things that you that we know as we grow older in the society and society matures and whatever things that you definitely shouldn't do. And I feel like this movie is probably it would never get me today. The crippled masters, like, I feel like that's, it actually stars a disabled martial arts person, so that's good. Like, it didn't just, like, say, hey, you have no arms, you want to pretend to be martial arts. It actually starred somebody who had overcome that. So maybe two kung fu masters betray and cripple their partners, and they combine martial arts to revenge their evil master. Let's see what Buddy has to say.
You knew that an ad-libbed kung fu movie had to make it into the list of the 50 worst movies of all time. But I'll bet you didn't figure on a kung fu movie about an armless man and a legless man becoming kung fu masters and seeking revenge against the teacher that maimed them.
I still feel like that movie would definitely not get made today, that's for sure. Let's see what number 11 is. I'm trying to look it up first. I almost forgot. Okay. The Sorceress, 1983. Is it cartoon? But it isn't. To maintain his powers, the evil wizard Trigon must sacrifice his firstborn to the god Caladra, his wife. However, he has other ideas and runs away. Because there's like cartoons, or like I don't get it. Wikipedia. Let's see what the IMDb says. Hellbent on becoming the ultimate ruler of the universe by sacrificing his firstborn, the powerful conjurer of illusions and master of black arts, Trigon, makes an unholy pact with evil deity. I can't say that name. However, fate has other plans, and as the magician's wife gives her last breath to protect her newborn twin daughters, Trigon dies nearly 2 long decades later, imbued with the unlimited white force of their mentor. Okay, let's see what everybody says.
Mighty, magical women warriors are given the power of sorcery and the fighting skills of the masters.
Warrior twins, who for some reason thought they were men, fight the forces of evil in a wingding of bad effects and bad acting.
Swords and sorcery. Sorceress.
Well, that was interesting. Those were very, yeah. I definitely think the Snow White didn't belong on here, or if it did, it would have been like 50. And the Sorceress, I almost would watch that movie. Yeah, definitely. I am working on the Vivian tribute video. I just thank you so much for finally hanging out with me. Or before we're getting to this, we're getting to the end with one more video to go. And yeah, I'm excited to see what number 1, what the worst video of all times is. Okay. Subscribe.